This is a pound for pound boxing show in association with Dirty South and IQ Boxing. I'm Jermaine. Joined alongside me, we have welterweight Midlands area welterweight champion Kaisee Benjamin. Thank you for taking the time to join me. How you doing, bro?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, man. So Kaisee, man, obviously we're going to talk about your fight coming up, but I want to talk about obviously that night you became Midlands area champion with a knockout win over Alex Fearon. How was that night?
It was good, man. It was a good moment in my career. For me, it was a all or nothing fight, so I put it all on the line and give it my all and come out with the stoppage.
Brilliant. Well, it was a good stoppage as well. I enjoyed that fight. Obviously, I watched another one of your fights as well against I think it was in the Ultimate Boxer series, the first series. Obviously, you came out short in that one against Evans. I thought for me you won that fight. How do you think you performed in that fight against Evans?
I think that I won. I done my box. I put the highlights up, and it's me beating him up. And so I was kind of disappointed with the result, but you know, not long after that, I won the Midlands. So maybe a blessing in disguise.
So I watched a few of your fights, and I seen your style is quite elusive, very slick. Obviously, like to hit them and not get hit. Who's your boxing inspirations behind your style? Is there anyone like an inspiration behind your style?
My favourite fighter is Roy Jones Jr. So yeah, man.
Mine too.
Yeah, Roy Jones, man, is the man. So I don't really base it off him, but he's just someone that I look up to, and yeah, sort of that elusive power, speed sort of style.
Yeah, Mr. Captain Hook himself, Roy Jones. We could probably get to that fight obviously over the weekend. What happened with him, Mike Tyson? But I want to get to your fight. Obviously, coming up, you're going to be defending your title. Benn against Ben Fields, Midlands area welterweight title, Channel 5, Hennessy Sport. How does it feel to fight on obviously on live on Channel 5 and a platform like Hennessy Sport? How big is it for you?
I think it's been a long awaited, really. I've had quite a few hard fights now, 50-50 fights, and I've come out on top. So it's only rightly so I get some recognition for my performances, I suggest. Yeah.
So fighting Ben Fields, do you know much about your opponent going into this fight?
Yeah, me and Ben, we've done numerous rounds, and we both know each other's styles, and we're familiar with what the other has to bring. So yeah.
You're confident though, yeah?
Yeah, of course. You gotta be confident.
So obviously, your last fight, a couple of fights, you've been sparring with. I'm going to mention it here because they both got big fights coming up soon. In Sam Egginton and Shakan Peters. I like both fighters. I watched them for a while now. I've seen Sam a few times live as well. How's it been sparring with these guys?
You know, they're both bigger than me, so it's a different sort of challenge to what Ben brings, but at the same time, it's more challenging because they're heavier and, I don't know, more talented. Nothing to take away from Ben. He's a tough game opponent, but it's different styles at the end of the day, isn't it? So, and obviously Shaq is just won the British. Sam, he's been at that high level for a while now. Like, he give me this, literally just got in, and he give me that.
Sam gave you that, yeah?
Yeah, Sam give me that. Just done 8 rounds with him. But,
so, Ashley Felpain, if you're watching this, be ready, mate. Be ready.
Be ready, man. Move your head, man. You don't want one of these.
No, but obviously those guys got some big fights coming up. Sam fighting next week, and obviously Shakan defending his light heavyweight title, British title against Craig Richards. 2 big fights coming up as well. So those are fights to be looking out for. Let's talk a bit about the welterweight division, because for me, I'm excited by the division. In terms of British boxing, obviously you got the world level in terms of elite fighters, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, Garcia, list goes on. But in terms of the British level, in terms of yourself, you got Chris Kongo, you got Conor Benn, George Kelly, Chris Jenkins, the British and Commonwealth welterweight champion. What's it like to be in this generation of some great British fighters coming up?
Yeah, the welterweight division's on the rise in the UK at the moment. So there's some good domestic fights ready to be made, in my opinion, and it'll be good to be a part of that. Obviously, after this victory on the 11th of December, should be in the top 10, and then I can start talking some of them names. But obviously, first things first, get the job done.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Obviously, yeah, you do have some great fighters in that division. Obviously, Conor Benn fighting a couple of weeks ago. A couple of months ago, Chris Kongo coming up against Oliver Clay. Obviously, Chris Jenkins has been unfortunate. He's not been able to box just as yet. I'll throw another fighter in there as well. Obviously, not British, but Florian Marku as well. Another top fighter who's in the welterweight division. So it's booming. It's booming at the moment. And obviously, for yourself, I know you want to, obviously, once you get the job done, be involved in these big fights and potentially be on TV even more after your next fight. I want to talk about a fight might be coming up that if you do win, you might want to go on and compete for these titles. Is a potential fight between Chris Jenkins and Ekow Essuman. Is that a fight you would definitely like to take if one of them, obviously, if you do get through past this fight, want to fight one of those guys on a big platform?
Yeah, of course, definitely. Chris Jenkins, I've been up to Sparring, he's top lad. He's a real character. Chris Jenkins, a real character, yeah. But Ekow, he was my mandatory for the English. When obviously, if I get through this fight, then I'm mandatory for the English. Well, I'm mandatory for the English anyway. But obviously, he's fighting for the British, so he'll have to vacate the English. And my next step will probably be the English route, and then the British after that. So, yeah, definitely opponents that I'll be looking forward to talking about after this fight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some good fights coming up in the welterweight division, definitely. And like I said, I'm sure you want to be a part of them.
Of course.
I'm going to talk about a fight what happened on the weekend of this one. I've been asking a few people. I've interviewed Liam Williams, middleweight, fighting for a WBO middleweight title. And I would like to ask you yourself this question is, do you think the criticism towards Daniel Dubois is justified after his performance against Joe Joyce on the weekend?
Well, first off, I thought that Dubois was going to win. So I can't really, I don't know, it's one of them ones. But yeah, credit to Joyce. He's a flipping unit, isn't he? The juggernaut, man. But yeah, well, you can't really say, because some people say he quit, but you don't really know the pain that he went through until you have a broken orbital bone. And, I've never experienced that pain, but so it's just one of them. I can't really give an opinion on it because I don't know the situation, like his situation and his pain that he felt. But I'd like to think that I wouldn't quit, but you never know until you get that pain. But I've had other injuries while fighting and sparring, and I've never quit. But you like I said, you can't say until you've experienced it.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I mean, obviously, it's been a mix. Obviously, some people come out and defended him. Some people have been jumping at him, just saying he shouldn't quit. Fighters don't quit. But do you think he might have been thinking of other fights, living to fight another day?
Yeah.
Obviously, still young. He doesn't want to get a serious injury, which could maybe jeopardize. It could be career threatening. So do you think maybe that was playing on his mind when he took the knee in that fight?
Yeah, well, obviously he's young, and how old is he? I think he's 23. So
yeah,
he's gonna come again, and he's explosive, young, fresh. So he'll come again, and maybe it was the right decision for him to take the knee rather than face a long-term injury on the eye. So it's just one of them things you can't say unless you're in that position. You know what I mean? So it's one of them.
Yeah. So obviously, we're going to move on to a massive fight. What's going to be happening in the welterweight division between Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. This is a massive fight, obviously, for Errol Spence's WBC and IBF. your predictions for this fight, which way can you see it going?
Well, first off, we haven't seen Errol since his accident, so look at Furman after his accident. He's a different fighter now, isn't he? But Errol Spence, like, he's been putting on Instagram that he's grinded to get back to the position that he was at. Obviously, he's younger than Furman, so who knows? If we get the old Errol, then I'll go Errol, but Danny Garcia's game, and he always comes to win too, so I think it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we don't know what sort of Errol Spence is going to be turning up on the weekend. Obviously, we hope it is the sort of one that finished the fight with Sean Porter looking sharp and obviously getting the knockdown. Yeah. But obviously, Danny Garcia being a former world champion himself, it's gonna be a tough fight. Hopefully, definitely. For me, it kind of does pay off for Spence, because obviously it is a risk taking in a fight like this straight after such an accident as well. So I'm looking forward to this fight, and I think it's could be potentially, who knows, maybe a fight of the year, who knows. But what I want to ask you as well, another fight coming up on Friday between Billy Joe Saunders and Murray. Where can you see this fight going? Are you gonna be watching this fight?
I wouldn't really say I'm looking forward to Murray Saunders, but I think I'm more looking forward to Yard's fighting Finger this weekend, Arthur this week. Yeah, I'm looking more forward to that. But I don't know. I think Billy Joe Saunders is just the level above Murray, so I'm not really looking forward to that fight. Even though Billy Joe Saunders, he isn't really that active at the moment, but I still think he's just got that natural talent just to pick him off. But obviously Murray's a tough bloke, so yeah, I'm looking forward to Yard Arthur though. I think that's going to be a really good fight.
We'll get to that now then. Obviously, Anthony Yard fighting against Lyndon Arthur. Obviously, they've had a bit of history. This fight's finally getting made. Some people would say it's a grudge match. Obviously, some people have Anthony Yard as favourite, but Lyndon Arthur for me is a great fighter as well. And for me, this could be probably the fight of the year. Could even top the one that we just previously had on the weekend. Where can you see this fight going? Who have you got to win this fight if you're going to go for a winner?
I'd have to lean towards Yard just because of his experience. He's been in there with Kovalev. He hurt Kovalev. Almost got him out of there. So I'll have to lean towards Yard. And obviously, Yard got Spellman out of there when Arthur couldn't as well. So yeah, I'm going to have to lean towards Yard based on experience.
Okay. So no shots on the card. You can't see Lyndon taking them to deep water.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good fight, but I think it'll be a good close fight. But I think in the later rounds, maybe Yard might just have that extra bit just through his experience.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, it's obviously he did fight for the world title last year. Arthur's not fought at that level yet, and he's not been in the experienced fighter like Kovalev. But yeah, obviously it's a fight that some people might make 50-50. Some people will say obviously Anthony Yard is clear favourite. But for me, one thing is guaranteed: it's going to be a good fight, a really good fight, and
yeah, definitely,
British fans are going to enjoy 100%.
100%.
What I want to ask you before I let you go is, what's the goals for obviously short term and long term for yourself?
Short term is getting the job done on the 11th, of course, and long term, I don't know. I don't really look too far into the future. I kind of play it by ear sort of guy, but I do like to plan, but not too far ahead. So I'd say next year we'll have the English and get a few defences in, and then look for the British.
Sounds like a plan. Obviously, before I let you go one more time, say something to your fans. Obviously, anyone who's going to be watching your fight, what can you promise them on your fight next week?
Yeah, tune in to Channel 5. It was live on TV, 11th of December on Friday. So make sure you tune into that. It's going to be a very good fight fireworks.
Brilliant, brilliant, champ. And thanks again for your time, and all the best for your fight, and take care of yourself, yeah?
Nice one, man. See you later.
Yeah, take care, mate.
See you later.
Yeah.